Backlash! Hello, ladies. Backlash! Welcome to another edition Backlash of the RWT podcast Backlash. And just in case you didn't know, we just saw Backlash 2026. My name is Mike Larkin, joined as always by the dead man of RWT, Paul Morales, and Daniel Crimmins. We might have some differing opinions tonight because I did not hate this show. I thought it was solid. There were certainly questionable things that they did that we thought that, hey, maybe you could have went this way, but we'll get all of that and much more. Gentlemen, how you feeling after watching Backlash? Backlash.
Honestly, this whole thing, at this point, they're just insulting us. And, it is what it is, but what can you do?
Well, we do have another one in 2 weeks. We do have Clash in Italy with the main event being Cody and Gunther.
That means we could record early.
Oh, yes, because that starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon that day.
Yes, that starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon for you, but 11 a.m. for me.
Yeah,
and then of course we'll have what 3.5 hours of commercials and advertisements and random stuff happening and people from Italy that nobody knows and maybe football stars from Italy, from the Italian team or whatever teams are over there. So
hey, it's not Saudi. So
for you American fans,
yes,
he's talking about soccer.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my bad.
All right. Hey, at least it's not Saudi, so that's a plus there. That we're going to Italy next.
Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I really, really thought John Cena's announcement was they were going to announce the next place of WrestleMania or where Royal Rumble's going to be at next year or if they were going to actually relocate the Saudi WrestleMania or, I wasn't expecting what happened to be announced, but hey, I guess we can go from there, but we'll get to that subject a little later, but we want to banter a little bit. Let us be men.
Well,
let's bitch.
Well, I will say this. A lot of people were really pissed and bitching last night because the main event segment of SmackDown was the funeral of the gingerbread man. And I said, and a lot of people have been saying, well, you remember when Teddy Long's wedding was the main event segment of SmackDown and all that? They used other examples. But with this one, they used the AI images to insert the gingerbread man into many WWE iconic moments. I had him taking a life of his own, if you will. Trick Williams poured one out for the gingerbread man with milk. Very Kirk Franklin-esque, his speech and his overall sermon. Hallelujah. And then Sami Zayn came out and said, hey, remember when the main event segment actually used to mean something? And we all felt that in our souls. And then they went back and forth, and then Sami and Trick brawled, and then as Sammy's about to go after Trick with the stick, the gingerbread man rose out of the casket, and it was the return of Lil Yachty, who got attacked weeks ago by Sami Zayn in the gingerbread costume, and they laid Sami out, which we'll get into tonight's matchup. But yeah, the funeral of the gingerbread man.
Go ahead, because that was that. Yeah, Dan, I would love to hear your opinion first.
The funeral of the gingerbread man.
As someone who remembers
likes the gingerbread,
Katie Vick.
Yes,
that whole thing.
This wasn't as bad as Katie Vick.
Someone who remembers Mae Young giving birth to a hand.
Mm-hmm.
Kaientai chopping off a certain appendage of Valvinus. This is just fucking ridiculous. At this point, I'm reminded of that promo from Kevin Owens, that one segment where he says, "Who wants this? Who actually likes this?"
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wanted this. I don't think anybody liked this.
Nobody liked this.
And I know some fans will say, "Well, this isn't Triple H. This is TKO."
Mm-hmm.
It is Triple H at this point.
There's
He's
a lot.
Piece of creative, and to kind of paraphrase, there was once a man, an actual man who led our country.
Yes.
Not a taco. Who once said, "The buck stops here." Triple H is head of creative. Therefore, and people say, "Oh, well, we should have Vince back."
No, we don't.
Vince did some fucking questionable shit too.
So this was from Fightful Select. So WrestleVotes Radio on Fightful Select. There was significant internal pushback to the gingerbread man gimmick as of late, with one source near creative calling it hokey and archaic, which, not wrong. I mean, you had something funny for a segment, but it didn't need to continue the life of its own that it became. You really didn't.
No.
But they did.
Like a one episode thing, sure, fine, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
2 episodes, enough, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever, everybody.
At this point, I would not be shocked if they make the gingerbread man a character in the next fucking video game.
He probably will be. Who was that one in the WWE 2K series that they made? What was it? The friggin' mascot?
Ribby,
yes. He's
WWE 2K20. We do not discuss that game. That game was worse than AEW Fight Forever.
Oh my god! But yeah, Ribby is what I would equate this to.
We do not discuss that game, Michael.
I know. Paul, do you want to comment on the gingerbread man and his funeral?
Oh my god! Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man?
Well, she's married to the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man!
The Muffin Man!
Oh my god, dude. Gingy, god damn it. This was like horrible.
AI slop is what it was.
AI slop. The fact, oh my god. And then you want content creators to just be okay with this? You want fans to be okay with this? How are we as fans supposed to get on board with this? This was like boring. Nothing about this screamed entertainment. It's like you lose the wrestling part of it. It's like, let's do the dumbest thing possible and let's see if people gravitate towards it. You have such a top talent as Trick Williams, and you're basically resorting him down to being a sideshow act.
Yep.
Same thing with Sami Zayn. Such a great talent. We already know what he could do in the ring. And it's like, for the stupid factor, let's see how many people would gravitate towards this. Let's see how many people would like this segment. As to wonder why so many fans are so negative on the product. This is the prime example as to why.
And you got Little Yachty coming out of the casket, sitting up with the gingerbread man costume. I get it from what happened a few weeks ago, but it was hokey, man. They even made fun of the streamers. Friggin' Gingy was a streamer in that AI slap, as we saw, and so many incredible moments in WWE history. So they took a shot at a lot of things to try to make fun, but also like add some fun and entertainment value with greatest moments. And Gingy took a life of its own, which then brings us to this next story here. And we will go to this next one here. So, a report by Jeremy Lambert at Fightful.com says WWE and its legal team have been going after a variety of online personalities World Wrestling Entertainment has reportedly taken down and sent copyright strikes to a number of streamers and content creators over clips and reactions, Lambert writes. Fightful is also reporting that WWE is working with a company called Stream Enforcement using bots to target streamers. Our own Brian Alvarez confirms that WWE totally clamped down this week. It's a lot of WWE reaction video creators, Alvarez reports, went down sometime in the past 3 weeks. Big names all dinged and having to pull all of their stuff. So WWE is doing away with the content creators and the reactors and the streamers and the derp because of the fact we have another streaming company coming, and the name of that streaming company, baby, is Stream Enforcement. They're using the bots. They targeting the streamers. We coming for you, ninja. So
bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
You know what I got to say to that? A la 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 lom, a la 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 lom, lom lom lom. Come on.
Oh my god.
TKO.
So Paul, take it away. Your thoughts on the streamers before we.
It's like the internet Gestapo. It's like ICE for streamers. And I get it. I honestly get it that there's two sides to this story. It's like you could look at some of the streamers who have not been taken down. And obviously Denise Salcedo is one of them. We know Alan Owens is another one that hasn't been taken down. But there are a lot of content creators who have lost pages. Conman actually lost his page. He lost both his Twitter page or his IG page, and he lost his TikTok. And we've seen people lose their TikToks because they've been shadow banned on TikTok. They put up a video, and why do they only have like 2 or 3 views in like 3 days? And you hear the positives, you hear people from one side, it just weeds out a lot of people who are just doing reactions. But there are people who want to make content because they enjoy it. They enjoy wrestling. But you got WWE who wants to copyright the fact that you use their clips or you use clips from their TV shows or their PLEs, just to get a reaction out of them. Hell, I could do a reaction to every damn PLE, and I can guarantee you 90% of them I'm not going to like. It's that small little 10% that I may be like, oh, okay, this will make sense. And a lot of people are just like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't like that. And that's the part that they don't want you to see. They don't want to know. They don't want to hear the negativity. They just only want the positive from it. Sound familiar?
Yeah, we're in that day.
Twitter.
We're in that day and age now where, you have to be, you got to say something nice. Why can't you say something nice about us? Huh? Well, we'd say something nice if what you were doing wasn't pissing the fan base off. It wasn't pissing anybody off in general that wants to invest in your product because of everything that you're doing right now, because you're trying to be UFC 2.0. And we don't want another UFC. We want the
don't get me started on Dana White.
Oh, God. Did you see him on Charlemagne the God's radio show?
Oh, my God. Charlemagne was all over him.
Yeah, for those that didn't see it very briefly, Charlemagne the God was like, is there anything that you can criticize President Trump about? Oh, he's my friend, but I like to kind of consider myself in the middle, more towards the left. First of all, you cannot say you're liberal if you support Donald Trump. What the fuck is wrong with you, Dana White? You piece
I'm
of
sorry,
shit.
but there is nothing a Republican can say as a talking point when you support a pedophile.
That's true.
I'm going to die on that hill. There is nothing that anyone can say when you support a pedophile.
You know what?
Plain and
Let
simple.
me just say something about that big bald bitch, Dana White.
I will say he's also slapped his wife and beat his wife. I don't care if they were drunk.
Yes, there were a bunch of other things that we could have thrown on that list.
Let's talk about the guy that, again, makes record profits, pays his fighters shit. And it's not just me saying it, everybody's saying it.
Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
Ronda has said it.
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano.
Francis Ngannou, former UFC heavyweight champion. John Jones has said it. literally, you have people saying he's not. But I don't want to align myself with him. You know, he's my friend, but I could. You are not liberal, you dumb fucking bitch. Like,
yeah, he already put the blueprints
out.
We
got Paul Levesque, who's trying to be the pro wrestling version of Dana White, which it's exactly what he's doing.
Falling short of getting this orange idiot on PLEs and coming out to Kid Rock.
That'll be next.
Yeah. You know what? And I can guarantee you, I know why they're not doing it. It's because they know that not everybody that goes to WWE shows are on that conservative end.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they don't parade him out there like UFC. The people that support UFC are pretty much the same ones that, are aligned with it.
Well, he got booed. Him and Marco Rubio got booed in Miami. Like, when you get booed at a UFC event, that just shows how unpopular he is.
No. But his popularity is through the roof, backwards.
How much do you want to bet that at some point he is going to show up on WWE PLEs, coming out to American Badass?
Probably. But that's too. Yeah, Dana White's an idiot for what he said. If you guys have not seen the Charlemagne the God interview, he just completely embarrasses himself. And speaking of embarrassment, we did mention the streamers. Now, Daniel, we got to get your thoughts on everything that they're doing with the streamers.
Again, they're trying to silence their criticism. Instead, I mean, I can understand not wanting, people to have your copyrighted clips. I can understand that part of it.
Yeah.
But to take down entire pages just because someone doesn't like your content, the problem why they haven't taken down Denise yet is she's got a very sizable platform.
Very much so.
And that would alienate a whole fuck ton of people.
Oh my God, yeah.
Hold on. I can elaborate on that.
Go ahead.
She also is part of Busted Open Radio.
Yeah, she is.
And the fact that she is also friends with Dave LaGreca, who also has a platform that he started literally as Busted Open Radio. Then, of course, Sirius XM, they have Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. So that platform that she has is just one layer of everything that she is part of. Because the association with Pro Wrestling Nation, Dave LaGreca, Bully Ray, Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer, and basically everybody who's there. That's the reason why she's not taken down. That's probably another reason why someone like Alan Owens isn't taken down either, because it's not because of the platform that he's part of. It's also because he goes to these events. If you didn't see on SmackDown, he was literally right behind. He was literally behind Joe Tessitore.
Mm-hmm.
And he took a video of Paige after she got her head busted open on top.
Ooh, that was a hell of a shot by Nia with that microphone. Can we just say that, my lord?
Yeah, that was horrible. But I agree. You know what? There are a lot of people. Wheezy Blonde had never got hers taken down either. Minnie Portable never got hers taken down either. But I think as time goes along and we start seeing a lot of these reactors, I may be wrong in who these bots are going after, or who this streamer enforcement is going after is literally like the lesser known people. So if you don't have a large platform of at least maybe 500,000 people, I don't think you're going to survive doing streaming, doing content creation and reaction videos and stuff like that.
I do have to talk about people surviving. So I did want to mention two of these things before we get to Cena's announcement and the AAA announcement and the show in itself. One thing I did have to mention that did catch my eye, because we are all Natalya fans on this show. We love us some Natty Neidhart. So we saw this week Jada Parker lose to Callie Armstrong on NXT, and she's freaking out in the locker room, and then she goes, "It's true what they say about Miss Parker. You've gotten soft." So Natty is now on NXT. Looks like she's going to be doing something with Jada Parker. What do you think about Natty now on NXT? We went from the Maxine Dupree just going nowhere, and now she's on NXT with Jada Parker.
Natty's request, by the way.
Yeah, I was just gonna thank you. You just hit it on. You said exactly what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted this. She literally went up to Triple H and told him, if there's somebody that I want to work with in WWE, it would be Jada Parker.
And here we are.
And she emphasized that on Busted Open too. She said she told no lies. She said literally of one of the utmost up-and-comers that she would really, really love to get in that ring with would be Jada Parker, because she thinks that she could bring out the best in Jada. And I believe it. I wholeheartedly believe it. I can see Natty and Jada have a good series of matches. If Sean allows them to have that, I don't want to say like a best of 7, but give them a good storyline. We need to have Jada have that comeback story, because I think that will only do her some good and elevate her into being a Women's North American champion and eventually an NXT Women's champion.
I think when you look at someone like Natty, who's a better veteran, much like Victoria was back in the mid-2000s, to work with the younger talent. And I mean, speaking of talent, something else that we saw next week on NXT, Evil will be making his in-ring debut. His new name now, Naraku. What do you guys think of the new name?
I thought his name was Barack Obama.
Dan, I'll start with you. That, and you believe the other name is going to be for Hiromu Takahashi.
Yeah, so the name that they were saying was, I believe it was Nox Raijin.
Nox Raijin, yep.
Which everyone said, hey, that'd be really, really cool for Evil. But then they said, hey, we're calling him Naraku.
Naraku, yeah, whatever.
Now, I actually had the meaning up. In Japanese, it means hell, the abyss, or the underworld.
That's cool.
So it still kind of works.
You know, for a company that wanted to get rid of all their dark,
right?
All their dark fucking wrestlers, all that dark images, I guess goth. I mean, of course, one of our favorites, Rhea Ripley, is obviously one of those dark entities, and
Tatum Paxley has a little.
Tatum Paxley has that too. Well, I don't know, Damian Priest.
Yep.
I'm just it kind of amazes me that they would take that route with at least a couple of the Japanese stars that are coming.
Now, see, that Nox Raijin would have worked for Evil, but for Hiromu Takahashi, like, really?
Well, I think of somebody that should have kept their own name. Takahashi should have been one.
Yeah.
Because and you didn't have to keep Evil. No, you didn't have to keep his name. But it does work in a sense, Evil. It's a name and people know it. I mean, at least if you've watched wrestling long enough and you're a wrestling fan, you know that works.
And hey, that wasn't the only NXT star that's getting a new name. I'm talking about a guy that's big, he's bad, and he'll body slam your dad.
Former Wilco's Mason Rook has arrived in NXT. Absolutely mollywop Tony D once again. I like the guy. I think he is a great size. He's a great stature, and he can move. He's a brick son bitch. What did you guys think of the debut of Mason Rook?
I dig it.
Me too.
I totally dig it. Go for it, Dan.
A big dude like him I remember in the mid 90s, back when Paul White was in WCW, he used to be able to do things that no big guy could do.
Well, this guy, in a way, kind of reminds me of like early Big Show mixed with Bam Bam
That's
Bigelow.
what I'm saying. Like, I remember Big Show used to do like drop kicks. He used to do like
Kip ups.
He used to do that. He used to do freaking moonsaults until Hulk Hogan put the kibosh on all that.
Hey, big
Fuck
man.
the Hulk Hogan.
Hey, big man. Why are you doing that, brother?
That doesn't
don't
work
ever
for me,
let
brother.
me catch you doing that again.
Oh, you got me, brother.
You got me, brother. Never not going to get old.
Speaking of Bam Bam Bigelow, I was watching Major Payne earlier today.
Oh, my goodness. Yes.
And I was like, oh, damn. I forgot just how awesome of a presence he was. And it was cool to see him in that movie. It was just one of those moments where I was like, all right, I see you, Bam Bam. That was good. And that was a great movie too.
Give me some more Karen Parsons. I love me Karen Parsons.
For his size, Bam Bam was another dude that like guys like him should not be able to move like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I look at Brody King and I see someone like a Bam Bam Bigelow.
Oh yeah, I see what you're
Brody, baby, Brody.
Now, Paul, we got to ask you.
I'm digging it. I like the name Mason Rook.
Rook. What are your thoughts on Mason Rook?
Before I get into Mason Rook, let's talk about Progress Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
Let's talk about how many alumni have gone through there and ended up in WWE. Mason Rook being the latest. We could talk about Walter.
Yep.
Who is now Gunther. Tony Storm.
Yep. Nikki Cross.
Nikki Cross. Tyler Bate.
Yep. Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne. I mean, literally, that's an alumni list that is amazing.
Yep, pretty much all the NXT UK roster.
Yeah, basically the entire NXT UK roster was all pretty much in Progress, and WXW over there in Germany, and all those amazing promotions over in Europe. It's just great to see that he's there. I just want to see what they do with him next, and I hope it's big things. Yes, he is literally a big man. And if you've watched, I welcome anybody to go online, look him up and watch some of his matches. Dude can go. For being a big man, and we just named off a few of them. Vader was another big man when he was in WCW, who can do all those flips off of the rope and do some acrobatic stuff. Same thing with Bam Bam Bigelow. Go back and watch Terry Bam Bam Gordy.
Yep.
Oh my God. Talk about a big man that used to love fucking doing some aerial stuff. Even though in World Class Championship Wrestling, technically that's actually an illegal move to do anything off the top rope. Don't ask me why. It was probably the dumbest rule.
Look at Takeshi Morishima in Ring of Honor, who was pretty much his clone.
Yeah, pretty much. But I think Mason's going to do really, really well in NXT, and I hope he stays there for a while because dude can go. That's a good place for him.
Let me tell you what I hope.
Samoa Joe,
absolutely.
Samoa Joe.
Yep. Now, something that I do hope, because we're going to touch upon this before we get into the show now, because the only other topic I really wanted to mention. So we found out on Dynamite after Darby Allin beat Kevin Knight to retain the AEW World's Heavyweight Championship. That led into Collision. MJF came out, and Darby's like, hey, I'll give you the belt, but, Max, you have to put something on the line. He goes, fine. You know what? I'll give you $1 million. He goes, I've been broke. I don't need that kind of money. He goes, what I want is your hair. So at AEW Double or Nothing, the main event is title versus hair, Darby Allin, MJF in a rematch. The stipulation of MJF, if he loses, he must have his head shaved. I will start with Dan on this one. Your thoughts on the main event, hair versus title, Darby, MJF?
It's a foregone conclusion. To me, and don't get me wrong, I like Darby. I think he's a hell of a talent. He's another Mick Foley.
Right.
Never needed the title.
Mick Foley and Terry Funk-esque. That's kind of that's where I see Darby Allin. Darby Allin is such a great talent. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he can go and he can work with anybody. We know that. We've seen him in the ring, and we know that he can go with anybody. I just feel like this is a guy who didn't need a title, who didn't need it. But now that he has it, yes, he is one of the pillars, one of the 4 pillars of WCW. Oh my God, AEW. He really is one of the 4 pillars of AEW. So I'm glad he got it. Just kind of wish there was more of a story to it.
I think the issue was they should have gave it to him last year if he didn't friggin' go and climb the fucking mountain.
You know what? I just feel like he needs that story to go along with it, because it just feels like he's just a placeholder. Yeah. No offense to MJF, because we know what he can do. We know that every story that he's had in the ring, it always seems like it's legit.
So the other matches that they also did announce on this show for Double or Nothing coming up is FTR against Cage and Cope. And a tag team I Quit match for the tag titles. And if Cage and Cope lose, they must retire as a tag team. And the other match is a Stadium Stampede match. Jericho, Kenny Omega, Jungle Jack Perry, and the Young Bucks take on The Demand and 2 other opponents to be determined. Are you guys looking forward to the I Quit match in the Stadium Stampede? No? No, Daniel? Not either one?
The last time they did a Stadium Stampede, I think it was like 5 years ago.
Yes, you're correct.
So if I'm, at least it's not what the hell you call it, a Texas death match.
Yes.
Which is obviously they have one literally like every 6 months. So.
Well, hold on. The Texas, they actually did one last. No, that was Anarchy in the Arena. The Stadium Stampede match. The last one was in 2023 at All In.
Oh, okay. So. I just want to see something entertaining.
Yeah.
And I just want it to have some sort of, I want to have some stories that go along into it. If they intertwine, great. Fine and dandy. I'm here for it.
And what about FTR and Cage and Cope, Paul?
It actually does. It does make sense, though. It really, really does make sense, because there's a story there, and I'm invested in the story. Is it great? No, but it is a story, because obviously FTR doesn't want them together. Why? Because they know how formidable of a team they are together. And so, to see where it goes, I'm here for it.
Dan, I'll go with you. What are your thoughts on those 2 matches announced?
I mean, the Stadium Stampede, could be fun. Probably will be. The tag team thing, we know how it's gonna fucking go.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So, speaking of how it goes, Will Ospreay is all right. First of all, he got took out by the Death Riders, right? Then he comes back and has the Continental Championship match. Took 4 fucking pile drivers in the damn match and loses. And then now friggin' Jon Moxley and the Death Riders kidnap Will Ospreay, and he's helping him fight. And then he's wrestling in Japan when he's not cleared. And then he's trying to rep him back up to be this killer, and it makes no sense, because this man literally got taken out by them, but now he wants to help them. And I'm like, where the fuck are we going with this? What are we doing here? Your thoughts on Will Ospreay and the Death Riders? And I'll go with them.
Realistically, what they're going to do, it's going to be the most predictable fucking bullshit in the world. But just as an aside, folks, this is proof. We should on AEW too.
Yeah.
So we're equal opportunity shitter on. So don't worry about it. We shit on everything and then we praise everything.
Here's what's going to happen. Ospreay is going to join the Death Riders, and that's how they're going to end up pushing out Mox.
Yep.
And they're going to substitute Mox for Ospreay. Because, of course, they fucking are.
Paul, do you want to retort to that?
The one person I would like to see kind of change. The one person I would like to see change the entire group would be Pac.
Oh, yeah.
He could change the entire direction of the team. And it would be so... I don't want to say it would be more entertaining, but I think it would make a more of a badass group. Because he has such a I don't give a fuck attitude that it could work. It could definitely work. Claudio Castagnoli could even work.
I mean, on the subject of groups, because I definitely think that'll work as well.
And just as an aside, because I feel it needs to be said.
Yeah.
Claudio is doing so much in AEW. Essentially, he's where he was in WWE.
Right now, yes. I happen to agree with that. Because you have
Why is that man not in the AEW World Title picture?
I don't get it, bro. But speaking of title pictures, we do have Takeshita and Okada. Are you guys looking forward to them finally getting it on for the title?
Bitch.
God.
Bitch. You got to give Takeshita the title. After all of this, you got to give Keith the title.
I think at some point in time you need to get it off of him, or you need to get it on him. Because Takeshi's doing so well, and you go look at what he can do, even in New Japan. Don't get me started on Will Ospreay and fucking in New Japan, because that made absolutely no fucking sense.
No sense.
Made absolutely no fucking sense. And then he's standing there like a fucking chud.
Yes.
Getting fucking yelled at, like as if he's nobody. Really?
I don't know.
That's where we're at.
I guess so. So we go from AEW and now to this Backlash pay-per-view. Backlash. So we'll start with the announcements. This is good old John Cena in a suit, mind you, coming out there, not running. So one of the big things that happened was John Cena's historical news. It's going to change the WWE landscape. So John Cena officially announced a new yearly event called the John Cena Classic. Main roster talent and NXT talent will compete. A new championship is also being introduced for it. The fans will vote to crown the champion, and every participant, including the losers, can be voted the champion by fans. As he was explaining this, I was very like, what? But I'm happy that they're doing something that John Cena is giving NXT talents, and like they did at the friggin' John Cena's last match, the opportunity against the main roster. Now, that's cool. But why are we doing this like it's Taboo Tuesday and Cyber Sunday?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I'm like, are we going to tally up to see who fucking... Why can't we just do like a Continental Classic? Why can't we do like the G1? Give points to these people. Allow them to do what they're going to do. Get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a loss, or even a time limit draw, and give them a 1 point for a time limit draw.
Right.
Make it like a 10-minute match, and you have to beat the person that you're facing in 10 minutes. Make it interesting for the fans, and you get no points for a loss. It plain and simple.
Yeah, that's why when he was saying that, I'm like, why do we got to vote? This isn't Taboo Tuesday. This isn't Cyber Sunday. Why don't we just have an elimination tournament? Whoever wins the title, and that's it.
And have it be held at Backlash.
Backlash. I mean, you can get several time limit draws, and you're not hurting anybody. You're not hurting either of the wrestlers, but you could have maybe a couple of them go over, a couple of them lose, some people win, some people lose, do some time limit draws. At least somebody gets some points. Do it for the course of, I don't know, a month.
Yep.
Allow Raw and SmackDown. Hell, even use NXT for some of these roster shows. Hell, you even use main event. Bring back superstars. It would work for fans to know that there is some sort of investment, that would help all these things. People would enjoy it. And unfortunately, they can't mix and match. We got SmackDown that's going to go back to 2 hours. So apparently we're losing an hour and we're not going to get enough people on there to do what I just said.
I mean, I like they're including NXT. I mean, I love when John Cena's tournament won the tournament to the last match. Like when they included like Cardona and they included, Ziggler and Nemeth. Like maybe some of those guys could come back. I don't know, but there's so many things that they could do to focus on the past and the present and the future, or the present and the future. You have so many things.
Know. We're probably going to get the Road Dogg to come back.
Road Dogg. But I liked it until he started talking about the voting, and I was like, okay,
maybe MVP.
Hey, I'm like, dude, you lost me.
Maybe JTG.
Hey,
it's funny when you mentioned NXT. It just reminded me of something that we didn't touch on.
What's up?
It was reported that both Leon Slater and Mike Santana's TNA contracts are coming up towards the end of this summer.
I could definitely see them going.
And it's expected for them to sign with WWE, which
definitely.
People think that Mike Santana would go back to AEW. Fuck no, he's not going back.
And Leon Slater would be great in the X. But
oh yeah,
he would get lost in that shuffle over there at AEW.
So I would love to see Mike Santana, kicking in NXT. Him and Trick Williams again, I think would be fucking incredible. Like their match in TNA was great.
Yep.
I always thought Santana was somebody that Tony just. And I don't necessarily blame Tony because you only have so much, TV time and there's only so much you can do. So I don't necessarily fully blame him, but man, Santana can fucking go.
I agree. I think he would definitely be, if that does happen, he'd be fun to whenever this John Cena Classic airs. Dan, what are your thoughts on this John Cena Classic?
It's got potential. I think it could work. I wonder if it's taking the place of King of the Ring.
That's a good guess.
I think it'd be really, really cool. And just as an aside, it's weird to see Cena out on TV wearing a suit and not, the shirt and shorts. Like,
right?
I homeboy, I get you're retired, but like, do you not wear
still
the shorts
come out
anymore?
And play the part?
You still don't want to come out and play the part. I'm John Cena. I'm an ambassador now. Look at me. I'm in a suit.
I'm glad that he's doing something that brings him happiness. There was a video where he showed up at Becky and Seth's pop-up shop for their coffee brand.
Nice.
I thought that was really, really cool. I'm curious to see where this goes. I would love, like you said, make it like the G1, make it like a round robin style tournament. I think that could really work. But don't give us matches that we've seen before.
Right.
Give us like, honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing somebody like a Gunther and Tony D.
That would be fun.
I think that'd be really, really fun. Give us somebody like Miles Bourne and Penta. Miles Bourne and Trick.
Yep.
No, I want Miles Bourne and Ilya Dragunov.
That would be very interesting. Yep.
And you know what? Run it back with Gunther and Ilya. I would love to see that too.
Oh yeah.
You haven't gotten
you know what? If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna take that, why don't we do 12? Why don't we do 18 from the main roster, 18 from, or I don't know. Wait, hold on. Let me do that again. Why don't we do 16 from the main roster and 16 from NXT and Evolve?
Yeah.
If you do it that way, like those are all the up and comers. Take 16 wrestlers from there. That's 32. have these round robin tournament. Have this basically a round robin tournament. Do what we said, kind of like the G1.
I see that, and I would also include talents from AAA.
Yes.
You know, we've seen Elio del Dr. Wagner Jr. appear on SmackDown.
Iguana.
We've also seen him in NXT.
Exactly. Somebody like him. Oh, include some of the talent from TNA.
Yep. We got Pro Wrestling Noah. They have so many relationships with so many companies.
And here's a match I would love to see them do.
Go ahead.
Charlie Dempsey and Ilya Dragunov.
I would pay money for that. Take my money.
God, that would be so excellent. But you know what? It's the weird thing is we've already seen what Obafemi can do on the main roster. I don't want to see him in this tournament.
No.
I want to see a lot of guys who have yet to scratch onto the main roster. And I don't want to see Tony D versus Obafemi. I don't want to see it.
We've seen that
because I've already seen that in NXT.
Right.
And we know who won that one.
I agree with Dan. I want to see matches that I haven't seen before.
I think
give me Obafemi versus Omos.
I would love that. I think even with his last match, like we got Sol and Becky, like that was cool. Not Becky, I'm sorry, Bailey. But there's so many things that they could do, and I'm really interested to see. And like you guys mentioned, AAA. We also found out on the show that AAA for Triple Mania is going to be 2 nights, Friday, September 11th, and Sunday, September 13th. I'm really looking forward to that. You guys looking forward to
You know, the worst thing is that they're watering it down.
Yeah.
And I hate it. I honestly hate it because what you're doing with AAA is that you're diluting it to the point to where you have enough talent, but you don't have enough talent. Like I would love to see Los Garzas over there.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see them there full time, not just here and there. I don't want to see them at Gingy's freaking funeral. I don't want to see Ray Phoenix at Gingy's funeral, at Gingerbread Man's funeral. You know, you have so many Latinos represented in WWE that you're not using them. I know Mark would love to have them down in AAA. They've had them there before. They've had Los Garzas there already once.
AAA
a few times actually as a tag team.
Yep, they were the AAA tag team.
Yeah, and even Joaquin Wilde. I would love to see him down there too.
Cruz del Toro.
And if you're not using them on the main roster, send them down there. Mark can use them. And oh my God, the talent pool of Latinos in WWE is a lot. And you could even send Damian Priest down there, who is also Latino. Yes, he's Puerto Rican, but yes, he's also Latino.
Yep, and he's dating Lola Vice.
Yeah, lucky but that's the bonus part. Lucky motherfucker.
Lucky motherfucker.
But you get what I'm saying though, is like send them down there, let them do what they do, you know, allow them to flourish down there, you know.
Daniel, your thoughts on Triple Mania being 2 nights?
We have Ray Phoenix, a former AAA mega champion.
Yep.
I love what Dom has been doing. Don't get me wrong. He should not be in AAA anymore. Dom is ready for the bigger show. And yeah, he was Intercontinental Champion. I'm talking about more.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's ready. Ludwig Kaiser. You know, I don't think they expected him to get over as well as he has in AAA. I don't think they did. But kudos to him for embracing it. You know, to the point where I would not be shocked if he's on one show as El Grande Americano and that other guy who is not Chad Gable is El Grande Americano on Raw.
It's going to be very interesting to see. And speaking of Raw, I do have to mention this because I did mention Solrook and Becky. Did you guys? Everybody went at her because poor Soul tripped up a little, and then she did the Soul Snatcher to Becky. I am looking forward to that feud for the women's Intercontinental.
Find me one person on any of the rosters, or even AEW for that matter, that has never had a botch.
Exactly, and the poor fans went after Soul for slipping up.
Think about she's in there with one of the greatest women's stars of all time. And that's not just me saying it. Everybody's saying it.
Exactly.
New York Times is saying it. ESPN is saying it. Everybody's saying it. You can't tell me that wasn't making her nervous. Like, it's Becky freaking Lynch, one of the greatest of all time.
Agreed. And are you
okay,
guys?
So now that we did the John Cena tournament or this John Cena Invitational or whatever the fuck it is, classic and whatever, can you imagine the women that can go?
Right.
Can we get Tatum Paxley versus Rhea Ripley?
I'd be down for that.
Or Tatum Paxley versus Mia Yim.
That's even better. But what she's doing now. Well, I got to ask you before.
Can we get Flamer on the show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Paul, what are your thoughts on Soul and Becky?
Oh, I think it's I didn't like the slip. Oh my god, I don't know if it was the shoes or and they looked like they were brand new shoes. They looked like they were brand new Vans. So, those don't slip very easily. So I'm guessing that either the buckle was wet or at least moist. Giggity. But I don't know. That little slip kind of took me out of it, but I loved it. I loved the entire segment. I love that Soul got that moment with her, and it'll elevate her. Honestly, I think that would be the match. SummerSlam? No. Why not Italy? Clash in Italy. Give me that match.
Now, my thing, too, is even looking at those ladies, and like you guys mentioned, a women's tournament with the NXT ladies and the main roster would be great. You did mention a name in Mia Yim because we also did see Mia Yim on SmackDown. So Rhea and Charlexa took on Fatal Influence, with Fatal Influence getting the win, but there was a return at the end. Jade Cargill came back and laid out Rhea. And then here came B-Fab and Mia Yim, Mia Michin, a.k.a. the Baddies 2.0, the Takeover, came back and laid out everybody. Your thoughts on them doing Rhea and Jade in a rematch again?
No.
You're not looking forward to it?
I would rather see Rhea and Michin go at it.
I'd rather see Rhea and JC Jane. Yep,
I would rather see B-Fab and Rhea go at it.
I'd rather see Rhea and Lash Legend after that stare down friggin' this week.
The sad thing is, Jade should have never started on the main roster.
No, she should have been on NXT.
No, but AEW was her NXT.
Yes, it was, of course.
No.
So you're not looking forward to the rematch either, Paul?
No,
I'm not looking forward to the rematch. Although, shout out to that boy, Joseph, because he was spot on with what he said about Mia Yim being a legend.
She is.
And because she is. And you go through everything that she's gone through in her entire career. Let's not go against the fact that this woman literally has pins and needles in her damn knee.
Yeah, she does.
She had to have her knee replaced and, ended up with all this stuff in her leg and her knee and after blowing it out. But man, she came back stronger than ever and she's so fucking talented. I'm sorry, but she should be at least a multi-time United States women's champion. I mean, I think that, at least win the women's title once before she's done, because she's great on the mic. You give her an opportunity, she can go on the mic.
And the crowd loves her.
I don't care. You could tell me she's a heel, much like you could tell me that Jacob Fatu is a heel, but I'm sorry, you got people that are going to get behind him.
Oh, we will definitely get to that. But I figured we start with this one first. because Asuka did post this on her Instagram page. It was the lyrics to My Way by Frank Sinatra. I want to just start with this match before we get into the whole card. Io and Asuka was a fantastic match. I love that she blocked the mist with the laptop. They both traded holds, both traded the Asuka locks for themselves, the kicks and the strikes. It's what they do, because when you look at Io and Asuka, you knew the chemistry is going to be there, teacher versus student. I mean, hell, we got the We Want Kyrie chants throughout the matchup. Unfortunately, we did not get Kyrie, but we did get a damn good match with Io pinning Asuka with the moonsault. And afterwards, there was hugs, there was kisses, there was raising of the hands and smiles. And I believe we have just seen the last of Asuka in the WWE. So I will start with you, Dan, on this one. Io and Asuka, your thoughts on the match and what looks to be the end of the WWE career for Asuka. 10 years.
You know, I remember when Asuka came on to the WWE scene. You know, we first see her in the crowd for NXT, just how they used to do, which honestly, I low-key do kind of miss that.
Yeah.
When she was first shown as Kana.
Yep.
Good match. If she is done, which I think she probably is, I wonder if she's like retirement done, or maybe she's just said, you know what, take your 50% pay cut and shove it up your ass.
Yeah, I think
I think that's more likely.
And I also think with Kyrie getting out of there, I think that really affected her, the release of Kyrie Sane. So
I think you know, she could go back to Japan. You know, there's women's companies there. I would also be remiss if I didn't think AEW could not benefit from having her, someone of her caliber there.
A veteran like her, yep.
You know, her and Toni Storm when she comes back, I think it would be a huge get.
Paul,
so I don't know. It's tough to see what happened. They never gave her the NXT run in the main roster that they should have. You know, they build her up, they have her win the Women's Rumble, and you job her out to Charlotte.
Yeah, and Charlotte's the one to end the undefeated streak.
Which, you know, that was a Vince McMahon call. And, you know, honestly, Triple H probably would have made the same goddamn call.
No, TKO would have made that call.
TKO would have made the call, yeah. But I'm in agreement with you. I mean, the career that this woman had, from the Raw Women's title, the SmackDown Women's title, Women's Tag Team Champion, Money in the Bank winner, like, she's done so much for that company over the last, and like you mentioned, when she first came in and she's beaten up Dana Brooke and Emma on NXT in 2015, this woman had an 11-year career here in the WWE, one of the biggest signings at the time under the Kana name, then changed to Asuka. Like, she left a legacy with this company, and wherever she goes, they're going to benefit from her knowledge and her expertise and her overall raw talent. So, Paul, I'll even go with you. Pun intended, yes. So, Paul, your thoughts on the match and as well as the end of Asuka here?
It was by far, hands down, the best match of the night. I will argue with anybody, because there wasn't really, I mean, yeah, you got the stuff with Danhausen. It was entertaining. It was funny, cool, fine, dandy. I think Braun and Seth was a little bit more predictable. Kind of angry, kind of upset at Roman and Jacob. You look at this match and Trick. Oh my God! Don't get me started on Trick and freaking and Seth. I know you're going to get to it, and we'll probably rant on it, but let me just focus in on these two.
Okay.
There was a story that was being told, and one key component to that story was let go.
Yep.
You know, the reasons it was let go were the reasons that she was let go. Obviously, she wasn't going to take the pay cut. You know, obviously, and I stand with her on that. I wouldn't have wanted to take the pay cut either, but you let her go. I've already ranted on this mid story, and I could see why Asuka, if this is, you know, her way of going out, I I totally agree with her going out on her own and doing it her way. I am so totally behind it. And as far as the next chapter in her life, if this is the one door that's going to close and she's going to move on to the next Marigold
Marigold would be something, yes.
Marigold, Stardom.
Yep.
She could even, you know what? I could still see her getting part of the New Japan roster for the women. Pro Wrestling Noah would be another place I would love to see her go to. I just think she has so many options. If her option is to return to Japan and work there, then yeah, I could see it happening. AEW would be a good place for her, but it has to make sense for her. I would love to see her in Thekla.
That would be interesting, absolutely.
I would love to see her and Tony Storm, obviously. I would love to see her and Mercedes Moné go at it.
Mercedes
Moné. I see that again.
Yep, they've had great matches.
And I would be down for that again. And I mean, especially outside of WWE, and we know that they can probably hit harder and, you know, do things that they weren't able to do in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
To think of Asuka being someone who is going to elevate somebody, I could see her going back to Japan, hitting up any one of either Marigold or Stardom or any other promotion that she wants to there, because those people there would benefit the most from her.
So if I'm fantasy booking an AEW debut for her, you know, I imagine Mercedes Moné, whether she has just won it or has retained it, have Mercedes Moné having won the AEW women's title. Lights go out, they come back up. She turns around, there's Kana. And, you know, Mercedes looks at her, and then Asuka hits her with the mist, locks in the Asuka lock, probably will be the Kana lock at this point, and that's what we get.
I'm in agreement with you guys, because we haven't seen this match since COVID time. So if they do something like that, I think that would be sweet. Yep.
We've all crapped on Mercedes Moné's gimmick and all that, and that's what it is. It is what it is, you know. But I can also call it what it is. She's got the talent.
Yes.
No one's denying that. And especially when you give her somebody like Asuka who can also go at that level, they can make fucking magic.
I think
one thing I'm gonna do is I will praise Mercedes and her belt collecting, because she took a lot of flack, us included, and she took a lot of flack. She took a lot of flack from a lot of people, and what she did is that she brought in talent and elevated them.
Yep.
She even went over to Scotland and went over to the Philippines, and she ended up in all these different places and did so many different things, and she showcased them, you know?
Oh, hell yeah. And I think what's so interesting about it too is, as well, that gets it over, much like we saw Ultimate Dragon in the past. But I think with this, like you guys mentioned, for me, this match was the match of the night, because we knew what they were going to get, even though they took out the key component. They made it work. It was so heartfelt, and you felt the raw emotion of everything that they put into this match. And while that was getting a lot of praise online, another one that was getting mixed reviews, and I figured we go to this match next, guys, was Danhausen. We wanted to know who his mystery partner was, as he took on The Miz and Kent Wilson, and out from the cloning machine a la Steve Urkel from Family Matters. And shout out to Denise Salcedo for retweeting that photo and putting that bad boy up. Out comes Minihausen, who we later would find out was Mascarita Sagrada from AAA, a.k.a. Lucha Underground. Did a lot of Hurricane Ranas in the match to both The Miz and Kit Wilson. We saw Danhausen come in at the end, do his Northern Lights suplexes and his Germans and everything. Then it comes to the point of the match where Kit Wilson's beating up Minihausen, and then he throws him back into the cloning machine. Then the cloning machine comes back up, and he hit all the little Minihausens from WrestleMania come out. And then Minihausen just tries to curse Kit Wilson. He gets the mirror up, skull crashing finale. Then it gets broken up. And then we see The Miz come out with the fire extinguisher, and then he winds up not working for him, but it winds up right in his face and Kit Wilson's face. Minihausen does a crossbody to Kit. Then Danhausen does You Are Cursed, the pump kick, 1, 2, 3, and Danhausen and Minihausen get the victory over The Miz and Kit Wilson. I know a lot of people were crapping on it because they went the comedy route of the Minihausen tag team partner, but I got to tell you, I loved it. I was sports entertained. I thought it was absolutely hilarious, and Danhausen gets his first win on PPV. I got to say, it was comedy gold, and it made me laugh, and I was entertained on all aspects, which is what you need in any performer, professional wrestling, and art. Backlash. So, Paul, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on Danhausen and Minihausen against The Miz and Kit Wilson. I thought it was hilarious.
I'm going to say this with probably trying to not sound like a complete and total douche.
Yeah.
Danhausen needs another finisher.
You don't like the pump kick?
I hate the fucking pump kick with a damn passion because it's nothing. That's like Hulk Hogan's leg drop. It is literally like the big boot off the rope, big leg drop, 1, 2, 3. It's nothing. I need Danhausen as a fan. I need Danhausen to have something credible as a finisher. Well, it's just like like I said, it's just, to me, it's the most generic thing. It's almost like
finger poke of doom. Yes,
finger poke of doom.
It's almost like the heart punch.
To be fair, he used
Don't
to
be
use
fair.
the good night, the go to sleep housing.
Go to sleep housing. Yes, he did.
You can't use that.
No.
But here's the thought. Give him the skull crushing finale.
Hey.
Call it the curse crushing finale.
I like that.
I'm trying to think of somebody who just recently retired who he can use their move.
The AA.
AA. Well, R-Truth is kind of doing that now.
Well, yeah, he is using it. And of course, we already know that AJ pretty much bestowed Dragon Lee with his, Styles Clash. I just like it in my mind. I believe like he needs something more of a finisher. Like literally, I don't want to see it would be different if he was like a Kevin Nash sized person, or even Damian Priest, who I think is very, very athletic and very, very talented. I just don't see that boot being anything more than Hulk Hogan's leg drop.
Well, someone who I think is
fuck
talented.
the Hulk Hogan.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan, and someone who I think is very talented is our boy EJ Williams, aka Charisma. What's going on, buddy? Welcome to the show. There he is.
Man, you're supposed to be like this, man. You're supposed to be like this because I don't see you.
Okay.
What's up, buddy?
Yes. Hey, how you guys doing, man? Sorry for the delay. It's been
Man,
a day.
you were all late. You know what? You fashionably late. Don't worry about it. We still got some love for you.
We still got
Listen, my daughter's birthday just happened. You see, I got the little birthday thing in the background.
Happy birthday.
Man, thank you, man. Yeah, she turned 11, man. So, we were out all day.
How quickly they grow up.
Man, it went by fast from high chairs to this, man.
And that's it happens, man. It happens just that quick, man.
Absolutely, man. Sorry for the delay. I appreciate you guys having me. What have I missed so far?
Well, we got through all
You missed the strippers. You missed the one hookers that Dan over there said he was gonna send us, but he obviously didn't send them.
He's horny.
You missed all the drink. You missed all the drinking that that Michael did, and right now he's drunk, so he's been drinking a whole lot of fluids and a whole lot of water, but he's okay. You've been perfectly fine. If you want to recap, hey, we could recap, and you can just go on your own little rant, brother.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Well, actually, it's the perfect time for EJ to come in on this. Now, EJ, we got through a lot of the great stuff. We just started the Backlash card. So the matchup that we're up to was Danhausen and Minihausen against The Miz and Kit Wilson. We all kind of gave our thoughts. We were actually up to Dan, and then we'll go to you, EJ. Dan, what are your thoughts on this matchup in the comedy? Were you sports entertained, Daniel Crimmins?
It was fine. There were other options that it would have made no sense for it to be CM Punk. You know, that man's old. Let him enjoy a rest. You know, let him have his time at home. People are saying, "Oh, well, maybe it's going to be." No, it's not going to be Cena.
No,
Cena has even said, "I'm done." Like, it's time for me to be done.
I don't know. That crowd at Backlash was over there telling him, "Hey, one more match.
One more match."
But I don't think they should do it.
I don't know. I think Cena's finished.
Yeah. Now, EJ, I gotta ask you: were you sports entertained with Danhausen and Minihausen, who we did find out Minihausen was Masquerita Sagrada from AAA and Lucha Underground? What were your thoughts on the match?
Well, where do I begin? I mean, I'm watching Miz shoot himself in the face with a fire extinguisher. Let's just touch base on that. I mean, you know, I love the Miz. You know, I kind of, feel like he's kind of been hiding behind the curtain for a while now. And I don't know, I was so, and I like Danhausen. I want to put that out there first. I like Danhausen, I do. But, him pulling up the WrestleMania or was the Rumble, whatever it was that he pulled up to when we thought he was somebody else.
Elimination.
I just really couldn't get on board with it. I said I love Danhausen, but come on, man. I thought it was Jericho. I thought it was a whole lot of other people. I really, when I saw Danhausen, I said, y'all can't be serious. And it's not a disrespect to Danhausen, but it's just like, what are we doing here? And I get he's good for filler, and but I don't know, man. It's meh for me. It's real meh. I could do without it, but if the kids want to enjoy it and say you are cursed, I can. Fine.
It's kind of like the "you can't see me."
Right. It's like I'm just like, guys. I'm 40. Like this, and again. Like, for me, Danhausen is one of those things where, like I said, I like Danhausen. I do. I like the comedic value. I love it. But we're talking about WWE, you guys. Like he's out there with the Miz and Kid. Like, it didn't do it for me. It didn't move me one way or the other. It was, again, you had the Minihausens, and I'm just like, okay, this is kind of, I don't know, like this, for me, it just was is what it is. And I'm like, here we go, TKO. This is what we got. This is what we got. This is what we're doing.
So
I could go with what Michael said earlier. Are you sports entertained?
No. This leaves a bad taste in my mouth, if we're being honest.
Now, I don't know who she was, but hey, you know what? That's all the power to you. But
listen.
Anyway.
No, I will say this. We actually are going to save EJ's rant on the New Day for the end of the show after we get through this, because apparently EJ has a rant on the New Day that I cannot wait to hear. And I know it's going to be definitely epic for what I've heard. So EJ, will save your rant after we're done with the Backlash.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. So we touched upon thus far Io and Asuka, and we also just touched on this one now. Now this one's going to get a rant from all of us because it was Trick Williams against Sami Zayn for the United States Championship. EJ, we discussed earlier in the show the funeral of the Gingerbread Man figure featuring AI Slop, featuring the Gingerbread Man and many iconic moments in WWE. Little Yachty raising up from the dead and taking out Sami Zayn. And what pisses me off about this, and no disrespect to Little Yachty, but Trick Williams can talk. He's got charisma, pun intended
Right.
to this one over here. We got so many great things that have the attributes of a star that is Trick Williams, and this match was fine. They kind of did a little rinse, slather, repeat with what we saw with the match at WrestleMania, mixed with stuff we've seen on SmackDown, with Sammy taking out Little Yachty with the haluva kick. We saw the DDT on the steel steps. We saw Sammy getting taken out by Yachty with the cane, and then Yachty taking him back out, and of course, Sammy getting all up in his cockiness and feels, and then Trick Williams hitting the trick shot for the victory. The match was fine, but it's something that I felt like I already saw, and it just continues the downward spiral of Sami Zayn. So with that being said, I will start with EJ on this one. EJ, your thoughts on Trick Williams and Sammy?
Okay, Mike, I completely agree with you here. Like, we did it. It was nice at Mania. It was great. Trick won. It's done and over with. But the gingerbread man?
Come on, EJ. Come on.
Listen, the gingerbread man, this is what we're doing. We got Ray Phoenix boo-hooing. Ray Phoenix, listen. Ray Phoenix is boo-hooing at the gingerbread man's funeral. This what we doing? You in the back and catering, eating? That's what this felt like. This is what this felt like, you guys.
AEW for this?
Yes.
Right. Listen, you Lucha Bros. Listen, we know what Ray Phoenix can do. You know, CMLL, AAA. We know what this guy can do. And you got him in a gold mask boo-hooing about the gingerbread man. This what we got. Your brother is thriving on Raw. He is the Intercontinental Champion.
Yep.
And you're telling me that you don't have nothing for Ray Phoenix to do but sit around and boo-hoo about the gingerbread man?
Well, if you remember, they had something with him with the Motor City Machine Guns, but they got rid of
for a split second. We didn't even listen. It was such a flash that I mean, listen, when TKO brings the Motor City Machine Guns in, have them instantly win the tag belts, and now they're gone, it kind of tells you what you need to hear at this point. What are we doing? Again,
you know what? We don't even need to be on this show. We could just let EJ rant for us. Shoot, we already saying everything that we've been saying.
Yes.
Oh.
I mean, I just don't even know what to say. I mean, well, I know what to say.
Why are we here? Look, we just throw EJ out here. We just let him go.
Paul, I got to ask you now because you also felt some type of way about this match. Trick Williams and Sami Zayn did it.
I agree with EJ. It's wash, rinse, and repeat. You've just done this how many times already? You've just done this a couple of times with Trick and Sammy. Why are we going back to this again? Why can't you? You just had this at WrestleMania. Why can't we? Why is it necessary to run it back to this again? We need to move on. We need to move on with Sammy. We need to put him in the title picture or something. We just need him out of this vortex of doing absolutely nothing.
Well, they tease Cody and Sammy. Can we get that, please? Like, we've been teasing for like how many months?
I don't even want Gunther. I don't want Cody and Gunther.
Listen, fellas, like, I'm not even going to lie to you. It made me so mad when Gunther pulled up. I said,
made no sense.
I said, look, like, and I had to talk with a couple buddies of mine about this, you know, and I said, look, when we put Gunther on the stratosphere of ending careers, what are you supposed to do with him? Like, he's got nuclear heat because he ends Cena's run. He ended AJ's run. You know what I'm saying? The list can continue. He's quote unquote the career killer. What do you do with him? You have him pull up on Cody. Now, listen, I can't speak to anybody else, but I'm real sick of Cody and his title. I'm sick of it. Somebody's got to get it off him. But Gunther, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up for me.
Well, look at
there's no story. There's no premise.
Well, EJ, look at what they're doing. The favor was, hey, Cody, Gunther's on SmackDown now, and he wants a title shot at you. That was the big favor. Like, here's his title shot. Here's Gunther over on SmackDown now, and hey, man, why don't you become a Paul Heyman guy? That's literally the tease of Cody being a heel.
Right.
Makes no sense.
And I mean, listen, if we're gonna go into this place of allowing Gunther to go ahead and beat Cody and win the championship again, okay, fine. I'm okay with that to a point, because if you want to build a stable around him, fine. But it's kind of been done. And then Braun Breaker happened, and that whole bag of whatever that is. I mean, don't get me wrong. The match with Seth and him was good and opened it up.
Bag of dicks. Damn. We've already said it. Bag of dicks.
Right.
We already knew.
So it's like, what are we doing here? Like I don't want Gunther in the picture, but I need him somewhere where I don't know. There's got to be a middle ground to it. There's got to be a middle ground. You put him up on this pedestal so high, to now you don't know what to do with him.
Well, I will say this before we get to
Here's an
Braun.
idea.
Good.
Face turn.
I like that. I like that. Now,
I
Dan,
like that.
We haven't seen a face turn for Gunther.
I like that a lot. That's
And-
not bad.
it's
No,
down.
we haven't.
here's-
I mean, literally, what has he been? He's been a heel the whole time, even in NXT UK.
Yep.
He's been
Right.
a heel.
He's been a
I
heel
mean,
from the first thought.
Here's my
I mean,
thought
dude,
process.
that lights out with them chops.
I think realistically that being the favor, no. I think realistically they went to Brock and they said, "Hey, we want you to take a 50% pay cut," and Brock said,
No.
"Fuck you."
Right.
I think they tried to get him to come back to face Gunther, and Brock made it be known, "I don't need this. I'm good. I'll stay retired." So now it's like, oh yeah, the favor was Gunther getting a title match. Yeah, that was it. It was to have Paul Heyman set up. Fuck out of here.
Now, Dan, with that being said, before we get to Braun and Seth, your thoughts on Trick Williams and Sami Zayn?
They are trying so goddamn hard to make Trick a heel.
And he's not a heel. He's not.
No,
The fans
he's
do
not. He's so
want him as a
over.
heel.
He's over.
It's not even fair how over he is. It's
He's got it. Like, you want someone that can get over with the crowd organically. He was never supposed to get over. But the whole whoop
never.
that Trick thing, he did an interview a number of months back where he was talking about it. He said that he and Mello were in NXT one night, and people started chanting "whoop that Trick," and he's like, "I'm in the ring with Mel." I'm like, what's going on here? Like, why is this happening? Like,
right.
They never planned it. It just, those are your stars. Those are
Right.
your guys that,
He got on that wave and rode it.
Mhm.
It's like when Austin. Yeah, exactly. And it's like when Austin said, you're riding that lightning boat. That's what that is.
That's
Exactly.
what
You get on that lightning boat.
Austin 316.
Exactly.
He knew it.
Right.
He knew it the moment he said it. Austin 316 said, "I just whooped your ass." He knew it as soon as he heard the crowd. He had them.
Mhm.
Right. You see Oba, right? He didn't even have to say words. He came down to the ring and handled Brock
Strut.
like nobody had ever seen. And that strut. Listen, when you hear it, you know it. I saw a clip of a 2-year-old kid saying, Oba, Oba. And I said, are you? Listen, he's over too.
Yep.
Like, listen, let's cash in on let's get them to a title because
Yep.
Well, we're talking about TKO here.
This is true. And Trick Williams got lemon pepper steppers over. Like, for God's sake,
Right.
if people chant lemon pepper steppers, like, come on.
right.
They're trying so goddamn hard to make Trick a heel, and the crowd's been it's that meme from The Simpsons with the sheep
Yep.
where
Yeah.
they're just like, no,
Right.
you
Exactly.
no. We're
It's
telling
like,
you,
it,
we
but
want
it's
Trick.
like here, and I'll even give you another example. And it's like we've seen over the last 3 weeks that they've been trying to make Jacob Fatu this heel.
Yep.
Like they're trying to make him a heel in this him versus Roman. And it's like as soon as he starts saying all gas, no brakes,
Yeah, I mean,
Yaramin fa, and he just puts the mic up and everybody says two, because they know it's organic. They know people are just gonna generally just gravitate towards him. That's
Can
why
I tell you?
hard. That's why it's
Can I-
hard to put a lot of these people in that heel
Mhm.
category because
Go
they're
for it,
so over.
Can I tell you what my favorite thing about Jacob and that situation with Roman?
What?
The moment when he told the world the truth. I don't need this title. I'm here to get this money. And I said, I couldn't have said it any better myself. It's not this whole thing about I've been doing this since I was a little boy, and it's my moment of trying to achieve becoming a champion. No. This title means that I could feed my camp. This title means that I get to ride in these jets, I get to ride to ESPN, and I get to make this money that you're making. And if that means that I got to step over you as much as we family to get it, I'm going to step over you.
Because we can relate to that. Like,
Yep.
I'm all in
but
at
see,
this point.
The problem. Here is the problem with this whole freaking thing. From the moment that Roman won the world title, which again I will say was a big fucking mistake, Punk should have gone over. But from the moment on Raw the next night, you had Roman acting like a heel. You had Roman acting like the old tribal chief gimmick again.
Yep.
When in doubt, bloodline.
And
right.
You have the Usos who are supposed to be faces. You have Jay acting like a little bitch.
Yep.
We're getting old. And I'm sorry, but this is it. Faces don't act like that.
So I had a talk with I don't know if you guys know who Eric White is. You know,
Eric White. Yeah,
Eric White, the bell god. He's been my best friend since I was 7 years old, and we have these philosophical conversations about wrestling and whatnot. And
wait, you and philosophical? Wait. I'm trying.
Listen.
I can have philosophical conversations with Amir.
Right.
EJ? Philosophical?
Yeah, we're gonna go philosophical. No, most definitely. So the first thing I told him before Mania, before the match even started with Roman, I said, I don't like where this is going because I know Roman's going to go over because this is a redemption arc of epic proportions. But my problem is that it's this part-timer thing. I said, I can't live back in Brockville circa 2016, 2017, whatever time he had that belt of not defending it and pulling up when he wanted to. I said, I'm done. I said, I can't. I said, either Punk needs to go over and Roman can just keep on his part-timer bid, or if Roman's going to be here, he's got to pull up and he's got to be here consistently. And he's like, I'm here all summer, y'all. And I said, oh, people are cheering at that. That's great. But when September, October, November, December, and January comes, all I get is crickets. Because at this point, I'm like, I'm here for the summer. That's not telling me anything. It's not rules. It's not worth paper.
To quote Maury Povich, the lie detector test has determined that was a lie.
Absolutely.
Now, I believe it was Bully Ray brought up the point. He said, what you should have done the next night on Raw, Roman's in the middle of the ring and says, for anyone that wants to try to take this step up now.
Right.
Oba comes out, destroys
and we call it.
Roman,
and we call it
that night.
Yep.
Exactly.
And the more that I think about that, like, that would have been perfect. Hell, even Jacob that night would have been perfect.
Right.
Yep.
And now we got this problem because we hear that things aren't going well with TKO and this deal with Roman, and that they've pulled him off the shelf through June or whatever it is. So now we got this situation where Jacob comes out and he wreaks havoc on Roman, tongue and death grips. So are you going to tell me that him laying into him for that long is going to lead to him being gone all of May and all of June until they decide to have another rematch at SummerSlam? Because if you're trying to nuke this,
let me ask you guys this: Does it look like he's not going to be on this European tour?
Oh, that's obvious. He's not. You guys know it. Come on. But for what?
For what exactly? Like, I don't see him on the European tour at all.
Like, there's no financial.
No, this is the reason why. The reason why I say that is because you look at the way that they're positioning Cody versus Gunther. So the match at Clash in Italy is going to be Gunther versus Cody. So that means the World Heavyweight title is not going to be presented, which obviously at this one, the WWE Championship wasn't presented. So Dan, let me ask, do you see at any point in time Roman pulling up in Europe for any of these dates?
No, I don't. And that's a fucking problem with him. Like, it's, hey, I don't blame him. Like, hey, the dates is how they want to pay you. Hey, would any of us be doing anything different if they say, hey, this is your money?
No.
This is when we need you? You're not going to be like, hey, no, I want to work these all these extra. No. Even though he's got a private jet, wouldn't you rather sit at home, spend time with your family?
Yeah.
Like, Roman could literally retire at this point. Guaranteed Hall of Famer, probably 3 times, Solo, Shield, and Bloodline, even. And it's. But at this point, and it was like before, realistically, the top champion on Raw right now is Penta.
Yep.
Whew. And I will say this before we do get into more Roman Jacob Fatu. Let's talk about Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins now. Now, this is what.
Do we have to?
Yeah, it's what opened up. It's what opened up Backlash at Backlash.
Backlash.
I did not hate the match. I thought it was solid. I thought the near falls were great. The fact that Braun Breaker pulled out a Steiner screwdriver on Seth Rollins, pretty much countering out of the Falcon Arrow, popped me.
Right.
Not Steiner screwdriver. It's a typical Braun spots, the clothesline over the announce table, the suplexes, Seth countering, selling the knee, and then just everything from the leap into the pedigree, countering the avalanche curb stomp. He had the chair because he knew Logan Paul and Austin Theory were coming. The spear in midair, and then the final spear at the end for the 1, 2, 3. Made Braun Breaker look great, as if we didn't already know. The man is the future. Seth Rollins doing as only as he can do to make the young talent and elevate them up to here. It's just going to continue with more of this, and it continues the story and trajectory and arc of Seth Rollins continuing to go after the vision. I thought it was a solid way to start the show, and I will let Paul start on this because I know he had some things to say. Braun Breaker, and Seth Rollins. Go ahead, Paul.
When we started it, I said that this was kind of a predictable match. The only reason why I said that was because we kind of figured that Braun was going to be the one to go over. He needed this win, and he needed a win over Seth because of this whole storyline that they had pre Seth getting hurt.
Right.
There was already something in place for them, and unfortunately we didn't get it at WrestleMania. Obviously, we didn't get the crown jewel of all this at WrestleMania. So it just seemed kind of, don't ask me why. It just kind of felt like this whole lead up, even with Braun spearing him at WrestleMania, kind of felt like, okay. I wanted more. I still want more from the story, because I still think that there's still a few more levels that they can go to this. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten there yet. I just hope eventually they do. But I kind of saw the writing on the wall that Braun was going to go over Seth, because Seth is just that guy. Dan, my brother.
I will say, Braun's another guy. Like, you have so many people on your fucking roster right now that are absolute killers. And just as an aside, let's also acknowledge what is probably going to be another bloodline in the future. We're talking the Steiner bloodline.
Yep.
His cousin Brock is part of, I think it's the New Orleans Saints,
Yep.
new wide receiver. I wonder how his math skills are. I love that that's still a thing like 12 years later.
All right.
But
it's great. Steiner math is awesome.
Dude, 18 years later, and we still talking about it.
And it's Braun is somebody that he doesn't need to be a straight heel, doesn't need to be a straight baby face. Like he's one of those dudes, like he's a legit badass. Like
right.
You see him running, you're just like, oh boy, somebody's
gonna die.
Nothing will ever top the ISO speed spear.
No.
Like I still look at that and I just think, ow.
He rolled that dude like quarters.
I thought nothing would ever top Goldberg spearing Christian in 2003, but that did it.
Yeah.
But
I think he never saw it coming.
Yep.
Kudos to Speed for taking that like a champ.
Man.
I mean, I'd do it. I'm the same dude that would take a bare-chested chop from Gunther.
Yeah, because you're nuts.
Ooh.
Yeah.
My house.
Sorry, fellas. The black and me is not going to allow it. I'm not letting. If the black and me is not going to allow it. There's no way in hell I'm going to let Gunther chop me. There's just certain things you don't do. You don't whitewater raft.
Nope.
You don't hang glide.
Nope.
You don't climb mountains without ropes.
Nope.
You don't let Gunther chop you. Sorry,
I'm dead. All right. Well, I'm going home.
After that. Now. Oh, so
I can still hear the Adam Cole chop.
Ow.
Or the Zack Sabre Jr.
I can still hear the Ilya Dragunov fucking chop.
Oof.
I got one more for you. The Sammy Guevara chop.
Oh, yeah.
I'll even go the Jack Stars chop on his NXT UK debut. Friggin' Jack Stars, right? Freaking here, boy. Oof.
I got one more.
Okay.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Yep.
Oh, that was even.
Yeah. That chop is nasty. You see how bad his chest was? I'm like, dude, you vibrating. Like that's
you vibrating.
Your heart skipped about 4 beats.
Right.
Now, EJ, your thoughts on
I would ask real quick, though. I gotta ask. Who would you rather go if you could go back in time? Who do you think had the harder chops? Chris Benoit or Gunther?
Gunther.
And it's not even
close. It's not even close. I love Benoit, but it's not even close.
And
that chop is nasty.
Yeah, Benoit would with what he did to Daniel Puder and the Rumble 05 with Eddie and Hardcore Holly was brutal, but Gunther is just another level of brutal.
It's like getting hit with like a frying pan.
Exactly.
Ask Pat McAfee about Gunther's chops.
Friggin' his eyelid, just like yeah. EJ, your thoughts on Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins?
Like Paul said, it was predictable, but I dug it. We needed some morale for Braun Breaker because he's had a tough ride. Getting injured before Mania, it didn't cash off like they wanted it to. But now we're kind of moving in this direction. But I'm not gonna lie, like the Steiner thing, he should just kind of slide away from Braun Breaker to me now. He should just be calling himself Right Steiner and just call it for what it is. Like for me at this point, Braun Breaker, I like it, but it's an 80s name to me. And I feel like just go with your real name at this point. Like we all know who you are. We know why you came in as Braun Breaker. Steiners weren't exactly getting along with WWE and their brass until the whole Hall of Fame stuff came. Everything's okay. You can slide in and be who you are now. Again, Braun Breaker's a character, but we all know that, like we just established, he's a badass. This is who he is. This isn't like a stunt or this is a straight shoot for this guy. This guy walks in, whoop people's asses, and he doesn't think twice. So I'm good with it. I like where it's going as far as allowing him to, recover from this last little situation, and him beating Seth. It gives him a little more credibility than what he didn't already have. You know what I mean? So it kind of adds to the arsenal for me. Now, where do we go from here? Because he can't keep fighting Seth 5 and 6 times over.
That's the thing. I think wherever the trajectory goes next, it's still the vision, then the title, like he mentioned on the post show. But I think to go on to your point as well, EJ, speaking of people who are who they are, that even brings us to our main event with Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Championship. We saw Jacob Fatu come out dressing like Umaga 06 to put it in the bluntest of terms. And then you got Roman coming out doing his thing. It started off with them just working over each other. The powerbomb through the table from Jacob Fatu was sick. They really focused and highlighted the Tongan death grip for the overall, just what it is permanently, the death grip of everything with that maneuver, very Haku-esque. And they really just highlighted Jacob Fatu to his highest. Roman sold the counteractives, Superman punches, the pop-up Samoan drops, the moonsaults, the spears, that slight little ref bump as he's in the Tongan death grip. But the finish comes where as he's in the Tongan death grip, the pad of the post comes out there. Then he goes into the exposed turnbuckle, spear 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns wins, and then Jacob goes ballistic with the Tongan death grip. We see Jamie Noble, Kenny Dykstra, Adam Pearce, Shane Helms, the Hurricane, come out and try to get it. Shane Helms takes a bump from a super kick. Adam Pearce got friggin' yoked right outside the ring. Pearce took a hell of a bump, and it leads with just Jacob Fatu laying him out with the Tongan death grip to end Backlash, and we're going to obviously get a
Backlash.
I mean, you got guys yanking on Jacob's hair, yanking on his hair, trying to pull him off Roman.
His hair, man, bro.
Listen, it's filthy, and I love it, and I'm here for it. It's filthy. I'm like, I love Jacob. I love what they're doing with him. He's being unapologetically him. We've all known where he's come from. We all know his story. You know, I love what he said when referring to Solo. Like, you didn't help me. Solo helped me. Solo got me here. You know what I'm saying? Like I love where it's going, but there's no payoff because you and I both know that the safe bet is Roman. And I don't like it, but it's the safe bet for TKO. They're not going to allow somebody that raw and rough around the edges to be champion. It just, I don't see it. And again, with no Roman.
Yeah. Yep. Paul, what are your thoughts on the main event of Roman and Jacob Fatu? We'll move over to you.
I think I had already emphasized this when we did our predictions. I think it should have been Jacob, because if you're going to go into the European tour and you obviously have dates there for Raw and Roman isn't there, what do you do? If Gunther is coming, if Gunther is going to SmackDown, that means Jacob is probably heading over to Raw.
Yeah, he is. It's confirmed.
So if that's the route you're going to go, so for the next few weeks, I'm just guessing here, but I bet you anything, I'm probably spot on. Jacob is probably going to feud with both Jay and Jimmy.
Yeah.
If and I'm just putting it out there because I don't want him to.
No.
I don't want
he's not a mid-carder.
I don't want him to be that lunatic that he's becoming, that he was with Solo. I just want him to be there, and he should have won tonight. He should have won and gone over. And if you wanted Roman to come back after this tour, fine. I'm okay with it, but I'm sorry. I just think Jacob should have won.
Let me ask you this.
My brother.
Did you happen to notice Jacob's new t-shirt? The one that says Fatu on it?
Yeah.
It says F around and try us. Well, the us, it's rumored that Zilla Fatu is on his way.
That would be
fire.
Now there's another one. There's another one.
A1 says day one.
Yep.
There's another one. Journey Fatu.
Journey Fatu, yes.
Uh-huh.
This is a member of the bloodline that does death matches.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like people think Jacob's unhinged.
No. Journey is batshit crazy.
Yes, he is.
Journey makes Jacob look like Danhausen.
Right.
Like people don't realize, like Journey is taller. Like he's a monster. So you got that going. Like
right. Can you guys just imagine the swerve that would have been if Jacob would have won?
Right, exactly. Everybody would have been off their feet. They were cheering for him the whole time.
Listen, ESPN would have been talking this up for weeks. It probably would have been front page news for Monday, for Sunday, for whatever day it was. Jacob just shocked the world by beating Roman Reigns for the title.
And we didn't go that route.
We talk about Roman being the safe bet and what the TKO champion. It reminds me of, I remember back in 97, 98, and 99. Remember back when Mick Foley was feuding with The Rock?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was saying, well, Mick, he's not the kind of guy you can have, on, the talk shows, this and then, he's not an aesthetically pleasing champion. But he got over with the crowd and made the crowd love him.
Because he's a great human being. And when you start out in that,
Jacob is someone that he made his mistakes in life. He did his time and he's admitted he screwed up. But he is redemption. He is what you can show the people, show these young kids that are like, hey, you may be in a rough spot, but
you can build. You can build.
You can turn it around.
And you can totally build on this. This is what I'm saying. I'm like, you need somebody who's genuine. You need somebody that you can really believe in. Right. And like I said, Roman's a safe bet. I mean, that Joker was sitting at the conference talking about TKO this and I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear any of that bullshit. You can, you can listen. Yep. I can't even get it all the way out. You know what I'm saying? You could take that out with the rent. Like you got to keep it away from me. This TKO madness is something else.
As I've said before, 2002, Vince McMahon said he was going to kill WWE. He was going to inject it with a lethal dose of poison. It took 23 some odd years, but he did it.
Now, I will say this.
We
just gave you our Backlash review.
Backlash.
So
fuck Backlash. Fuck TKO. Fuck Paul Levesque.
Right.
Fuck Nick Khan. Fuck Mark Shapiro. Fuck them all.
EJ, I wanted to save the best for last with this because we did cover earlier Asuka's goodbye and the great match that they had. And it looks like Asuka's on her way out. We did discuss how with Kyrie, possibly also the main reason she didn't want to take a 50% pay cut, as did a lot of them. But one in particular was the New Day, who Kofi would have celebrated 20 years with WWE in November. Xavier's been there for over 14 plus.
Yeah, right at 16.
Exactly. And they don't take a pay cut. And now one of the most beloved acts in history in WWE, from tag team wise, merch wise, everything in between, is now gone. And
don't forget your bootios.
And your bootios.
Right.
I want to get your rant on this because Paul said you had a hell of a rant on this. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to say this first. They're going to go to AEW and fuck around and call themselves The Day. Not the New Day, just The Day. I'm just going to get that out the way first.
The Hurt Syndicate, the Young Bucks, Wembley, come on. Let's go.
So I'm going to start with my first problem, Nick Khan. I said this to Paul just a few minutes ago, that I thought it was some sucker shit that you've handed this man $100 million, but you don't want to pay the fucking New Day. Listen, you telling them to take a pay cut. Do people realize that Xavier Woods himself is a commodity? And listen, I'm not even going to talk about Kofi right now. We're just going to talk about Xavier Woods.
Up, down, down.
I couldn't have said it any better myself. Up, down, down. This is such a market that you got guys coming into, it's become transitional between video games and wrestling. It's a partnership now. And this is due to Xavier Woods. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh shit, we just lost our media area as far as video games is concerned. Let's try to lure him back. And Xavier said as nicely as he could, you guys can fuck off and die. Because if you're going to tell us that we're going to take pay cuts, and then what makes it worse for me is guys like The Miz who says, okay, I'm going to take this pay cut, but then I'm going to host American Gladiators. Man, get your ass out of here. Get out of here with that. You got to miss me. You got to miss me with that. You've got all these major stars, let me just roll back for a second. I'll touch on AJ Lee and Becky with that fucking nuclear bomb that went off. You let her win the title, and then you let her drop at Mania? If anything, you should have swapped this. You should have had Becky beat the brakes off of her, and then you have Becky drop at Mania, and Becky saying, "Okay, I'm going to walk away," because we all know at the end of the year she's out anyway. She wants to be a mom. Nothing wrong with that. She wants to go home, be a wife, be a mom, spend focused time with her daughter. You could have ended it there. It's just it's such an ass backwards situation over there. Like, you've got all this talent, like you guys just said, all this collective talent.
Bingo.
And it doesn't make sense to be telling people to take pay cuts when you're handing Nick Khan $10 million on the dollar, and all of a sudden he's making $100 million now on this extension. You're stupid as fuck. Like, what are we doing?
The clip resurfaced from 2014 where AJ Styles was like, on principle, I've been with this company for 12 years, that being TNA. Right. I'm not taking a 60% pay cut. You're
out of your fucking mind. And here's the deal, too. Vince McMahon, listen, for all the shit that we can say about Vince McMahon, the one thing that he did was he kept money low as far as families, as far as we had the WWE network, as far as everything. Listen, the entire catalog for WWE was on Peacock at one point.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't mind paying $13.99 to have the entire WWE catalog at my fingertips. I'm good with that. Like, that works for me. But the minute TKO steps in, the first order of business they fucking do is slide over to ESPN. And I knew then what I know now. I said, this is some bullshit. This is a money grab. This is to make sure that you guys line your pockets and get fat. This is capitalism at its finest. And we can talk about it all day long.
EJ, I don't know if you saw this, but supposedly TKO as a whole, the company is something like $3.4 to $4 billion in debt.
Right.
I think realistically, they are lining their pockets now.
Right. To get out.
They're going to get in like thieves in the night and get the fuck out.
Right. This is like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cut you off, but you're 100% right. Like, it's literally like the Golden Sacks. It's like when houses and mortgages were being flipped upside down and banks were getting bailed out on some golden parachutes. This is what this feels like. This is reminiscent of this. This feels real. This feels nasty work to me. I'm like, you're getting in while it's good. Right. 100%. You're getting it in while it's good. You know, and The Rock ain't going to hurt.
No. And as I told these guys our last show, and I guarantee within 5 years, they're going to sell off WWE.
For parts.
Yeah. And I got a feeling Tony Khan's probably going to be the one to buy it.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be like WCW. I mean, the money's going to be way more than that.
The one thing I would love to see is if Tony Khan, a company that Tony Khan is partners with, is the one that goes in and buys WWE. Not necessarily Tony Khan himself, but I would love for the company to have shareholders or have a Khan name, not that one.
Right.
Yeah, fire him first.
I just don't see this. I don't see TKO, and I think we're all in agreement. We don't see TKO running this company for very long and holding it for very long until it decides that it wants to get rid of it because they're in debt so much.
Now, EJ, we touched upon this last show. I wanted to close with this because these guys, we touched upon it last show, and much like we've all discussed in today's show with Backlash and everything.
Backlash.
And you mentioned TKO in your rant. This actually came out. This has to do with Nick Khan, and I want to get EJ's thoughts on this since we covered it last show. So Nick Khan pushed back on criticism of WWE's product during a town hall, characterizing it as coming from a vocal minority. He specifically cited the perception that WrestleMania Saturday was less well received than Sunday. Khan went on to read multiple messages from around 2015, which may have been tweets that were critical of WWE's product at that time. He appeared to be using the examples to argue that such criticism has historically proven to be unreliable. So, EJ, I will let you have the floor on that. Your thoughts?
Listen, scumbag response for a scumbag. You're just trying to play patty cake out here because you know that we're telling the truth here. You guys know this already.
Yep.
Like, listen, we watch this shit on a day in and day out basis. We're here week to week, month to month, year to year. We go to these events, we buy their titles. You know how many t-shirts I have, fellas? I have like 60, 70 wrestling t-shirts
Yep.
alone. I know I pack my basement with it because I'm invested.
Right.
But when he says dumb shit like this, it makes me really understand why you should get paid $100 million, you asshole. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. Like, you're just trying to pad it for TKO. You're trying to kiss their ass. And I get it because you're getting paid by them and you're getting your pockets lined. And you've got to say the right things about the right people in order to keep your pockets full. I get it. We all have jobs. We all have to answer to somebody somehow, some way, whether it's the people or the bosses, or at this point with TKO, their whole little board of directors. They're not wrestling fans. These are people who are coming in from different walks of life who don't watch wrestling like we do, who thinks that it's no different than how WCW was so discombobulated, how you had Ted Turner who really didn't know too much about wrestling coming into it. He wanted it off the air. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
You know, rest in peace, billionaire Ted, by the way. But I'm saying, like, he wanted it off the board. He's like, man, I can't make any money on this shit.
Well, yeah.
Like,
when they took over, like a lot of them, like with friggin' like AOL Online, everybody was like,
right.
it was beneath them to have wrestling on that channel.
Right. They were embarrassed. They're like, we're not going to panhandle to this shit. What are we doing? Like, so with TKO, this is really, really no different. We went from wrestling being good again to now, where are we going? And how long is this going to be a thing before the doors close? At least for me, because I kind of feel like Tony Khan is like laughing to himself. He's probably smirking, like, all I had to do was wait. All I had to do was wait.
Sit back, just chilling. Like, I'm gonna let them bury themselves.
But I want to go back to one point real quick before I get to Ben.
Yeah.
Real quick, I know you mentioned about the New Day, but if we kind of like look at the whole, like from as a perspective from of what you touched on as far as like the video games, and Dan's more of the game head than I am, but I do play games. I'm not saying that I don't, but theoretically, if you look at up, up, down, down, and how big of a platform it is, we're not just talking a platform for just video gamers. I'm talking about wrestlers, entertainment, and music, and I'm talking. It's a wide variety of people who have come through the show, you know, who have just been on their platform for up, up, down, down, and the fact that they connect with so many people in the gaming community. Not only are they doing gaming, they also do comic books,
bro. And I'm a comic book nerd, fellas. It opened the door for me.
Yep.
And Dan knows this because he, you know, he talks about WWE 2K, and you know he's been doing it for the last couple of years that we've been doing the show. So and him talking about it, he knows. Dan, you can attest to this. I mean, you know what up, up, down, down, specifically Xavier Woods, Austin Creed. You know what he means to the two.
Exactly. Like, he has brought in so many eyes. Like the whole Borderlands thing, that, you know, that partnership.
Oh my goodness.
Partnership. All this stuff was because of him.
Right.
And now we're realizing, oh fuck. We let him walk out being like, oh hey, we want to give you this Tyler Breeze type deal. That's not because they want him back. It's because they know where he's going.
Yep.
And everything that he did for WWE, he's gonna do for AEW now.
Right.
But think about it. 100%. You are gonna have him and Kenny Omega working together.
Nasty work. They already are tight. They're friends, thick as thieves. It's nasty work.
I know I mentioned video games, but I forgot anime too.
Yes.
Because they've hit that genre also.
Listen, fellas,
gaming,
woe betide.
anime, and comic books.
Listen, we got 90 days before this shit hits the fan. So TKO better pray to God that they come with another deal to double up the New Day's money. You better pray.
I guarantee you there will have been at least informal talks with Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not going to be like a hey, and it's not going to be Tony Khan. I guarantee you, Kenny's probably called Kofi and Woods saying, hey, you know, how you guys doing? Like, what do you want to do?
Right.
Like,
where do you guys want to be? Like,
exactly. And you know what? I guarantee you, when you have Kenny and you have Xavier working together, what they can do for the future of AEW video games,
right?
Like, WWE is shooting themselves in the foot.
100%.
This is what it is, and I'm going to make this analogy here. WWE is the Titanic. And what they're doing is they are taking hammers and you know drills, and they're drilling even more holes into the ship.
Right.
And you know what? It's sad to see it, but at this point, and I never thought I'd say this, let this motherfucker burn right to the fucking ground.
I agree.
No,
I agree. You got guys like Nick Khan standing like their captains talking about this is the unsinkable. Man, this shit is going.
Man, I've said it on shows. I've said it with even talks on and off air with all of y'all. Literally, they're trying. I said it earlier at the beginning of the show. They're trying, like Dan said, Triple H is like Dana White.Ey're trying to make this UFC 2.0. There's on their gear. That's what this is.
It ain't gonna work.
And exactly. We don't want UFC. We want WWE.
20 years ago, you knew who. You could have been even a casual UFC fan. You knew who a lot of their stars were.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I couldn't tell you who their champions are.
Look,
fucking who?
I knew Chuck Liddell. I knew Tito Ortiz. I knew Randy
Couture,
Shamrock. And I mean,
Bones.
Right. Shit, Shogun.
Yeah, now it's like.
So now it's a who's who.
So I got to ask one final thing before we close this thing out. Now, we did mention MMA. I just have to get this on the sidebar here. Are y'all looking forward to Ronda and Gina next weekend? We checking it out on No. EJ? No. Pass. Thank you.
I would rather go to Tijuana and drink the water.
Wow. Nope. Listen. Nope. I'll do you guys one better, fellas. I'd rather watch paint dry.
I'd rather watch golf.
Yo.
Yeah, you know what? That you top that. Listen, when I seen him, at the weigh-in, I'm like, I can't get past Holly Holm kicking her head in. I just can't. Nothing else to it.
That video when I think she was on Colbert or whoever, she said she's going to try to do this, but it's not going to go that way, and it went that way.
Right.
But I would rather go to a Trump rally.
Wow.
Man, that was. You just made me poke my own eye. That I don't even know what to say to that.
Because we all know how this is going to fucking go.
I know.
Ronda is going to get her shit kicked in.
And you know what?
I would much rather. I'm not gonna watch it, but you know what? I'd much rather see a good fight and a good. Even if it's an exhibition, whatever, and they're getting paid for it. Hey, cool, fine, dandy.
Make your money.
Go get your money. Go get paid. Just enjoy yourself. But I ain't gonna be sitting there to watch it.
But isn't it funny though, the flip with UFC? How UFC went to Paramount, and now you can watch everything on Paramount. Right. And you can't watch anything on WWE unless you pay $38 a month for the unlimited package for ESPN.
Nope, not doing it.
Not doing it. I think what also it is for me too is with that event, I don't want to support bitch ass Jake Paul because it's his fucking promotion. Like fuck Jake Paul.
Yeah, he's iffy at best. Like
if I'm already paying for Netflix, I would much rather pay $14 for a VPN and watch it on Netflix and watch everything WWE on Netflix as opposed to no, I have a VPN. I watch it. I watch stuff on Netflix. I watch it from Toronto.
Hey,
my VPN is actually in Toronto, so
Oh, maybe it's because I had it in England. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I just have it across the border up in Canada, and I watch it on Netflix.
So
yeah,
the best way we can say this, folks, is the backlash that we have is fuck the TKO. Y'all got to do better with this. Like, for tonight's show overall was solid, but we got to do better because it does not feel like the WWE we all watch. It's under a different organization, different ownership, and it's
Mike. This shit's a dumpster fire on steroids.
I know, bro. It's terrible.
The problem is, and EJ, Paul, Mike, you can all agree with me on this. It has been nothing since WrestleMania. It's been nothing but a public relations disaster. And what do we know about public relations? Perception is reality.
Yep.
Listen, and I just want to add one thing. When you look at the stat of there was an hour and 36 minutes of wrestling compared to an hour and 14 minutes of commercials, speaks for itself.
Yeah.
When you have just as many ads.
You ready for the funny thing is that as soon as Braun and Seth finished, I posted on Twitter, I said, here comes 25 minutes of advertisements and cameos and stuff like that before the next match. And it was literally almost 20 minutes of fucking nonsense before the fucking match started.
You know, we have to hear about Wheatley and TurboTax and all this.
Right. And I don't want to see Cody holding onto a Grubhub bag. Fuck out of here. What are we
DoorDash. Fucking DoorDash bullshit with the wrestlers, yeah.
Right. They're getting slammed into sandwiches, the cartoon sandwich. Man, go away. Go away.
Exactly.
Go away. I don't need to see it. I hate commercials as is. Listen, I stream everything and I don't do commercials. Listen, my girl is right next to me to the left and she's nodding her head as I say, because I can't do commercials. So what makes you think I want to see, Jay Uso or Jimmy Uso in a cricket commercial? What the fuck are we doing? Listen, he's super kicking guys in a Minute Maid commercial. I'm out. Fellas, I'm out.
I'm out. It's
like we are paying 14, 15, whatever amount for shows.
Right. I got Bronson Reed carrying kids on his back. I'm out.
We got LA Knight, Stephanie Vaquer, and Pentagon Jr. doing their taxes.
Right. And snapping into Slim Jims too. Listen, if we're gonna go, we're gonna go. We're gonna buckle in. It don't make no sense.
Yeah, I don't need LA Knight doing Slim Jim commercials because
I don't need it.
I love Macho Man was the best, but yeah,
right.
I'll take Macho Man all day. But yeah, this is the world that we live in now. Wrestling, it's not the wrestler's fault, but the TKO can literally cut it off.
Right, I'm no selling all of it. They can put that shit in orbit, and you know what I'm saying. It's got to go. Like, put it in a black hole, fellas.
Listen, I remember in 2007 when they started putting the rocket strap to Cena, and he was doing the Subway commercials with Jared.
Right.
I'm out. I'm good. I don't need to see John Cena do the Subway commercials
with Jared. And this was before we knew who Jared was.
Yeah, exactly.
Yikes.
Wasn't he on Raw as like a guest host or something?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. Oh my God.
Eating sandwiches in the crowd.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, that's what I want, is to have a sandwich fucking thrown at me.
All I need now is friggin' go back to the days of LeBron with his flip phone in 2003.
Oh my goodness. That was, listen, him and I are the same age. I'm pretty sure that didn't age well for him either.
No. Well, I will tell you something that did age is just the awesomeness that is this fine program and content among four great, amazing friends that love talking and really giving our analysis on professional wrestling. EJ, I know you were late. Don't apologize. We appreciate you having you on, and we really do thank you for coming on with us today.
Man, back on you. Like I said, I appreciate you guys.
I'll send you the bill for being late.
Dog.
I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You guys need me. I'm here. Like, come get me. I'm here.
So what EJ's saying is he's begging like Ruben Studdard. This is his sorry for 2004, but he's sorry.
Exactly. So sorry.
All right. So before we close this out, Paul, where can we follow you on the socials? The floor is yours, brother.
Okay, of course, my name isn't right there, but I do want to wish all the mothers
Happy
a very,
Mother's
very happy Mother's Day. Your mom, Dan, your mother, Michael, your mom, EJ, your beautiful wife, my wife, my mother. I wish you all a very, very happy Mother's Day. Your mother in heaven, EJ, God bless her. You know,
Thanks, bro.
you know,
Appreciate that.
Happy Mother's Day to them too. But you can find me. My name is the Dead Man of RWT. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on my YouTube page. Of course, the links will be down below. Also, you could also follow the RWT Twitter page and the official RWT IG page, which I boast a lot of our content and show a lot of us being just goofballs and being idiots, and of course, talking wrestling. But before I go, our famous guest, Mr. EJ Williams, my brother, where can we find you at?
Hit it, Cruiser.
You can find me trolling on RWT. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, that's perfectly fine. Everybody be trolling there.
Honestly, like you find me here. You know what I mean? Like I'm always working, and I'm on the shelf right now. Had some health concerns, but whenever you guys can find me, I'm here. You know what I mean?
We got you, and we will also put in the promos that Charisma over here did for Max Wrestling, Mr. Ain't No Way over here, so y'all can check that out too.
Ain't no way.
Daniel Crimmins, my brother from another mother, where can we find you?
You know where you can find me, folks. Mike's gonna put links down below, all that good stuff. Check us out. We won't make you take pay cuts. We ain't gonna fuck around.
Yeah. That's exactly what we're not.
Guarantee you. We're on 2 hours and 11 minutes here. This has been more exciting than anything you could see on WWE programming.
And no commercials.
No commercials.
No ads.
No ads.
No ads.
Though, to be fair, if somebody wants to give us money,
Please do.
we'll pop their shit.
Right.
Yeah, we'll plug we'll plug it all day long.
McDonald's.
Hey, we'll plug
Burger
Netflix
King,
right now.
Yeah, exactly. Go
Hey,
get your Netflix subscription. There you go.
give us that money.
I'll wear a Slim Jim shirt. Hey, we'll have we'll all wear our little badges up on here from DoorDash and everything else.
I ain't got no problem putting on a Subway t-shirt telling the world Jared ain't shit. I ain't got no problem.
Exactly. Pay me.
I will.
You want us to hawk a new sandwich you got coming out? Yeah, we'll do it. Even if we hate the thing, we'll say it's the best sandwich we've ever had.
Jersey Mike's. I love sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Mike subs.
Yeah.
Burger
Okay,
King?
Mr. Michael Larkin, my brother. Where
We
can we find you at?
Yeah, so sponsorship wise, I'll even open that up. I will do like Usher and O2. I will dance on the moon and snap into a Twix because it's all in the mix. Yeah, I want that. Oh yeah, that's damn straight. Anyway, if
At least you ain't dancing in the rain. That's perfectly fine.
Goodness gracious, you can blame it on the rain, Millie Vanilli.
Dan's on Pornhub, so it's okay. I'm really fine with that. So.
Hey, now. If you want to follow yours truly, it's SM Show1 or MCL92 on Twitter. Instagram is Larkin_92, MLarkinMB, StephenMikeShow.com, and LFCfights.com. Check out S&M Network shows and hit the subscribe button, like, comment, do what you do, baby boo. And check out the Stephen Mike Show, the RWT podcast. You can check out Deep Into the Heart of Wrestling with myself, Nicola, and Mr. Robert Davis. You can check out Uncaged with Daniel Crimmins and I. You can check out the LFC pod on the Michael Mike and so much more on this fine channel. And I appreciate everyone who is a part of these fine shows and this fine channel. So with that being said, for Paul Morales, for Daniel Crimmins, for our special guest, Mr. EJ Williams, a.k.a. Charisma, my name is Mike Larkin, and this has been our review for Backlash. And we'll see you in the next
Backlash.
Happy Mother's Day.
Right back at you guys, man. Enjoy your mothers.
Yep. Happy Mother's Day.